Okay. I'm back. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right. I know all of you here are for the Math 090 at 11 o'clock. So, uh, I just want to say hello. All right. All right. So hopefully everybody's here for that. We'll probably have some people kind of pop in. All right, as time goes along. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, so that's fine. Again, feel free to ask questions. We're gonna actually again the first class there we wanted to do one section here, but since we didn't do a first section here in the first class, I'm not gonna do the first section here in this class either. I want to keep at the same pace in case if you guys want to interchange. Now, just to let you know here, I do have a class here at 9:30. So if you want to show up for the earlier class because you got something else going on, that's perfectly fine. Or just show up for this one, that's perfectly fine as well. So there'll be the same material and whatnot. So just to let you know, that is what the story will be. Okay, in any case, I want to thank you all for coming out here today. And so today is let's go ahead and get started here. So okay, let's go ahead and get started for today. Welcome back to the very first day of the semester. And today we're going to go over Math 090 Pre-Algebra. Okay, so what we're going to do here in Math 090 Pre-Algebra is we're going to first talk about the syllabus, and we'll talk about the pace of the course and everything and get you comfortable with my math lab and all that jazz. So let's go ahead and again, if we want to find the syllabus and you want to read that over, and I'll have you read it over, but we'll go ahead and click on content here. For those of you not sure, to get to this page here that you see, um, you want to go to distancelearning.elgin.edu. Okay, so distancelearning.elgin.edu, and you want to go ahead and put in your username and password, your ECC credentials, and then you should be able to see this class here, which is Math 090 107. Okay, that is for the 11 o'clock class section. All right, so just to let you know about how to find that. Really quick here, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that here really quick. So oftentimes what I'm going to be doing here in the middle of lectures and whatnot, and even today, is I know that since this is a live stream, there's a little bit of a delay, maybe like a few seconds or so. So what I'll be doing is I'll be asking if you have any questions, and if you do, type them out in the chat. Okay, if you don't, just type no in the chat there, so that way I know to move on. So either type no in the chat, or again, type out your question. I'll be more than happy to answer it. So before we get started here, are there any questions that you have right now? I'll be going over the book and whatnot. Yes. So I'll be talking about that in a little bit more detail, certainly. How do you know that you have the right access code? The access code is just, again, as long as it's associated with the book, or if it's just a generic access code, you just have to link it to the proper course ID. I'll show you how to do that as well, Samantha, because I know that's a point of contention about just trying to get set up with my math lab for online homework and stuff. So yeah, we're going to go into greater detail about that. So okay. Um, All right, so we'll go ahead and go over the syllabus here. You can go and check out the syllabus here. If you go underneath Math 090 syllabus, underneath content, you can click on Math 090 syllabus 2. And let's go ahead and read off some of this here. So again, my name is Ali Malik. All right, so We meet here from Tuesdays to Thursdays from 11 to 12:15. Typically, we're going to go over the full time here as there's a lot of material to go over. Okay. Um, my email here is amalik@elgin.edu. So again, if you want to email me, that's fine. Um, this is my phone number here. Okay, so again, if you need, if an emergency happens or whatever, feel free to text me, and I'll be more than happy to, preferably you can email me or use the discussion board if you need to ask questions. I'll talk about that later on as well. But yeah, for emergencies, because I understand life happens, and you can't predict everything. So you can text me and say, hey, this such and such thing is going on. Can you help me out? Okay, now as for office hours here, I want to talk about office hours here really quick. You can contact me, as I said, through email or the D2L discussion board. But I will have office hours here right after this class from 12:30 to 3 o'clock. And so basically, if you have any specific questions, what I'll do is at 12:15 I'll probably end the stream, and then you say, hey, you know what? I want to meet you for office hours at 12:30. I'll be putting up a new stream there at 12:30, and then we can certainly talk about your questions and whatnot during that time. So I don't mind. Um, I don't mind whatsoever. It's just a matter of, hey, you want to get questions answered. So you'll take priority over whatever I'm doing at that time. Is any and all of your questions. Okay, so that is the first and foremost important thing. And that is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay, right here on this same Twitch channel. Okay, if you haven't already, then again, hit a follow here because, again, that way you'll get notifications for when the stream goes up. So if you haven't done so already. Uh, okay, now let me go ahead and acknowledge here in regards to the textbook because that was asked appropriately. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the textbook. So this here is the textbook. Okay, so this is the instructor's copy that I get for free. Okay, so do you need the textbook here? That was a big question in my last class, so I want to make things crystal clear here. Do you necessarily need the textbook? And the answer is no. You do not need the textbook. And why is that? Why do you not need the textbook necessarily? It is because you will get an e-text with the access code for my math lab. So once you register for my math lab, you get access to the electronic textbook. Now, it's your prerogative at the end of the day, and you say, okay, you know what? I like a physical copy of the textbook because it's easier for me to read through or reference. Hey, that's cool. That's your preference. You can go ahead and do that and buy the bundle. That's not a problem. But I'm in the business of saving you guys a few dollars, uh, quite a few dollars, mind you. And so just getting the access code and the e-text usually is definitely the cheaper of the two options. Okay. Now, to make things a little bit clear, because I wasn't super clear. Um, I wasn't super clear at the how do I get the online textbook? You will automatically get the online textbook when you purchase the access code through my math lab or the bookstore. So I want to be a little clear regarding that. So that way, I guess I had a little bit of trouble in my last class regarding my math lab and how that's going to work out. So let me clarify here one more time. So the access code is purchased through the My Math Lab website. Oops, website or the bookstore if you have financial aid. So if you have financial aid, you go to the bookstore, you purchase the access code. Okay. After getting the access code, use the course ID, which use the course ID, and it will link you to the course. Okay. All right. So I just want to point that out there. It'll link you to the course once you have. So this is kind of like the access code and the course ID are two separate things, okay? Yeah, I want to make things. I guess I wasn't so clear in my last section, and I want to be sure that I want to make it crystal clear here. So that way you guys understand, not get super confused between what's a course ID, what's an access code, what does this mean, what does that mean. I know that that can be confusing, so I want to kind of correct my mistake from last time if I didn't make it clear enough for all of you. So that's very important. Certainly, since we're going to be talking more about the online homework portion of the program. Okay, we'll talk about the course ID here as well. Are Pearson and my math lab two different things? Pearson and Pearson with me. Okay, yes, those are the same thing. Pearson and my math lab. Can I use the access code from the textbook, or do I still have to purchase an access code? Um, there's. Did you get a bundle, Andrea? Did you get a bundle, like a book and an access code? Oh, yes. Uh, how do you know if something comes up? Yeah, just go ahead and if something emergency comes up, feel free to text me on my phone number. And then if something else comes up in terms of like just say something else, just feel free to email me. Yes. Okay. So if you got the bundle there, yeah, just use the access code that came with the book, and that will suffice. No problem. That'll be no problem. Okay, good question. Are the live streams mandatory for attendance? No. All right, so let's talk about attendance here really quick. So one of the things about attendance is that we're in an online environment here. My phone number is right here on the right there. You can check out the syllabus if you lose it. So yeah, if you bought the student access kit, it should have an access code in there already. So you should be fine there, Samantha. Okay. Now, let me go back to the what Patricia's question here. What about live streams and attendance? Now, we're in an online environment now. Now, I know that not all of you asked for that. Okay, that's not something that you asked for. I'm sure that I would prefer to teach you face to face because it'd be a heck of a lot easier for me. But hello, Mr. Ramos. Uh, but this is where we're at. We got what we got. It is what it is. um, but at the end of the day, let's talk about the reality of the situation. uh, you don't have to necessarily show up for attendance. I know that life can happen. If you don't make a live stream, that's not a detriment to your grade. There is no quote unquote attendance grade for the class necessarily. Okay, so at the end of the day, you're gonna want to help yourself. That's really what it's about. Actually, you know what? Let's, I'm gonna expand on that just a little more, Patricia. I know, but let me expand on that just a little bit more. So let me give you a simple yes or no question here. Okay, so because I ask all my classes this, but I'll ask you the same thing. So yes or no? Do you consider yourself an adult? Yes or no? Okay. All right. So all of you consider yourself an adult. And if you do, then I'm going to treat you like an adult. Okay? Now, I know that there's a dynamic here in a class where I'm the professor and you're the student. Okay? But I don't really I don't really care about that. Okay? I really care about that we're not here where I'm above here and you're down here. I care that we're right here and that we're equals. Okay? Equality is where I'm at. So, I will treat you like an equal adult here. But at the same time, that means that you have to be responsible for yourself as well. You got to be responsible to do the work for yourself. Remember, it's about your success. I want to be able to help you, get through all the stuff as much as possible. I want to be able to help you. I'll have the handout and I'll reach out and I'll help you, but you're gonna want to have to help yourself. You got to meet me halfway. I can't make you do the work at the end of the day. All right, I will help you as much as I humanly possibly can, but you got to meet me halfway. I want you. Again, I know math is a pain in the ass. I know math is going to be a pain in the ass. I know that. All right. I know the struggle bus is real when it comes to a subject like this. I'm not going to, let's not sugarcoat it. But at the same time, it is important for us to understand that I'm here to help you as much as I possibly can in order to make this a bit easier to get through. All right. Mind you, will we be online for every class? Yes. Yes, we will. I want to be here for you as much as I can, and I'm very empathetic to your struggle. I'm very empathetic because of the fact that I've struggled a lot with math. So math didn't come naturally to me. So it's not like it was like, oh my gosh, I know everything in math. Like, oh my god, I could instantly get an answer when I was like, 7 or whatever. No, I was pretty bad at math. So, I know how it feels to feel like defeated, dejected, and all that kind of stuff. But I also know a way to kind of climb out of that hole as well. And if you work hard at it and you go at a pace that you're comfortable with, you can be successful in this class. All right, it is certainly possible. All right, so there is hope on the horizon, that's for sure. So I want you to be sure that I'm going to treat you like an adult. I'll treat you like a fair adult. Just had to check that message there. I'll treat you like an adult. I'll treat you like a fair adult. I'm here. I'm here to help you as much as I possibly can here. Remember, my goal here in this class, just to be as clear as possible. My goal in this class is fairly simple. If you walk out of this class knowing just a little bit more than you walked in with, then I did my job. I did my job. What made me want to teach math after all? And what made you want to come? Okay, dyscalc, dyscalculia, is that a thing? Um, I've never heard of that, but I'll believe you. Um, uh, no, that's a great question. Man, this is a first day story, but I guess you guys are gonna hear it in this class. All right, so it was my junior year of high school. All right, this is a true story. It was my junior year of high school, and I was taking a class at that time in my high school what was called GTA, which was geometry, trigonometry, and algebra all at once. Okay, I'm not I'm not gonna disagree with you. And I was really having a hard time, right? A really hard time with the trigonometry part. Like for whatever reason, it just wouldn't get through my head. Like I just you ever get that feeling where you're just trying and trying and trying and you just feel like you're getting nowhere and you kind of have to take a step back for a while, take a YouTube 3 hour break and be like, okay, notice this is the 90s, so there's no really YouTube 3 hour break, but you kind of have to take a step back and you try and get help. So, I try and get help every day from my teacher. You know, um, I'm asking questions and I'm asking questions because I'm really trying to, kind of grasp material, and it just, bleh, I just don't know. I was having issues, and finally it was starting to get through a little bit, and I could tell that she wasn't happy with me because I kept asking her for time. But what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do but ask for help? And so, because in high school, there's not many places. At that time, there weren't many resources of which I could get help. So, again, this is the '90s, so it's a little different. And one time, one time I'm just asking her a technical question about trig, and she turns to me She turns to me and she says verbatim, she says, Ali, you're not worth helping. And I was like really devastated. You know, I was like, and back then I was a pretty, I was a really emotional kid. So I had other things going on, but I kind of got up, collected my stuff, and walked out. Cried a little bit, and I'm not afraid to say that at all. Um, and when I started grad school, and I got a chance to try and teach, I always thought back to that moment, and I said, I'm never gonna be that person. I said everybody is worth helping. I said it doesn't matter how rough it is. I said everybody is worth helping. If they're going to work through their issues like a learning disability in math, as Bella puts it, or just personal issues behind the scenes, you know, um, I'm going to do my damnedest to help you through that as best as I possibly can. That's that's why I teach. That's why I do things. That's why it's so important that I get things done in an appropriate way. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That's why I do this job, because it's super fun, and I never want to be never want you guys to be in a situation be like, oh yeah, he just doesn't give two craps. And I know all of you matter, and that's very important, and I take that with me. How did I get over the struggle of teaching math? Well, that took time and energy. It was a slow roll, but slowly but surely I started picking up patterns and picking it up. It wasn't just like magically one day I just magically got it. There's no quick remedy. There's just like slowly but surely kind of building one fundamental on top of another until you can do something more advanced later on. I'm lagging. How often we'll be using the online textbook? Yeah, we'll be using it sometimes. I'll talk about that a little bit later as well, because there's a few more things I'll have to discuss in regards to that. How do you work with accommodations online? With accommodations, just I probably got an email in regards to your accommodations. It shouldn't be very hard to work with whatsoever. So yeah, I'm not here to trust me. I'm not going to make it very hard. Okay, I will be more than happy to work with your accommodations at all times. Okay, so I like to give plenty of time on tests. Yeah, I like to give it, just like give material just simple, slow, easy. I don't want to, at times there might be overwhelming, but well, we'll talk about how the homework will go, and then I guess you'll understand more. Let me answer this question here. What's the student bundle, or something of that sort you were talking about? So the student bundle is if you go to the bookstore and you get the book and the access code all in one. Like I said, you don't need to necessarily get that. You can just get the access code and you'll get the e-text. So and that's fine from. Yeah, I'll talk about where we get the online text from. Um, so I'll certainly talk about that here as well. So yeah, I'll be acknowledging all those questions there. I know there's kind of like a lot of little details to go over. So uh, I'm going to go ahead and go over that. Are there any other questions before I move forward? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward here just to talk about a few more of those details, so that way you guys got a lot of great questions, and I want to acknowledge them all, and they're just going to come in little different separate parts. So do understand, I'm not ignoring your question, but it will be acknowledged. That's for sure. All right, calculator. I know I put TIA 384. You can use a calculator there of any variety. There will be times where calculator is good and all, but the problem is that you're gonna, on tests and stuff, you're gonna still have to kind of show me the work, we'll talk about that when we get closer to the test time and saying, hey, you know what, you gotta, either scan a copy of your handwritten work to me, and then I can see exactly what you did for certain problems and whatnot. So calculator is acceptable in some cases, and then in other cases, yeah, you're gonna have to show me the work for those problems. So we'll once we get closer to the test, we'll see what that's talking about. Oh, actually, let me scroll down here. All right, there's course description. There's a course description. It describes the course. It's pretty great. Um, we'll move on. Okay, let's talk about homework here in a lot of detail. So let's uh, let's discuss that here. So homework will be posted. Homework will be posted on my math lab. Okay, so homework will be worth 5 points for every section and will be due the day of the corresponding test. As the points on my math lab is not the same as listed above, the homework score will be scaled to match a 5 point per assignment format for each section. All right, each assignment. Okay, so basically what this is saying, and let me go ahead and clarify everything here. So one section could be, do we have to log into Harper College? Or is that, yeah, Harper is another college that I teach at. So I teach at both ECC and Harper. So just to let you know. But Math 090 this should be our class for ECC. Um, so basically, one section here could have, say, 10 questions. Another section could, say, have 15 questions. Now, basically what I do is that I look at how much you got right in each section. So if you got 50% of the questions right in one section, I'm going to give you 50% of 5 points, which is 2.5 points. Okay, if you get 70% in another section, I'm giving you 70% of 5 points in that section. Okay, so again, what you put in is what you get out. So it's not just an all or nothing kind of grade. I will give you exactly the amount of points that you put in for every section, so you get the maximum possible points for every section. All right, that you got correct. All right, and we'll discuss a little bit more how my math lab works in a detail, but again, that's how it generally goes for homework. Homework will be worth five. Well, homework will be due the day of the corresponding test. So, what does that mean? That means that once I announce, say, let's say I announce the Chapter 1 test, and all the homework for Chapter 1 will be due on that day of the test. Okay, so whenever I announce that test. Now, for tests and specifically, I always announce it ahead of time, usually a week ahead of time, just depending on the pace of the course. So I want to be able to see how, again, it just depends on how fast we go at certain parts and whatnot. But once I make that announcement, all the homework for that particular chapter or chapters will be due on that particular day. Okay, so that is how the due dates for the homework um, will go. If you want to get to the screen here, hit the content button at the top, and then go to syllabus, or go to syllabus there, and then you can click on the syllabus there in D2L. Okay, so the next part here is the exams. Okay, how many exams do we have? We have 5 exams in class. Each will cover a chapter or chapters. Just depends on how many. Just depends. Again, I have it portioned out appropriately. And again, that's worth 500 points, 100 points per exam. All right. And then we have the final exam, which will be for the last week of class here, which is final exam week, which is the week of Monday the 13th. It won't be on the 13th. It might be a little bit past that, but again, it'll be on the week of the 13th, and I'll set a due date here for that once we get closer to that time there. Um, all right. No late homework and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so that's generally how homework will go in terms of how grading will go in that regard. Uh, The midterm date is here. The last day to withdraw is November 8th. I hope you don't withdraw, but kind of is what it is at times. All right, let's talk about how we're going to structure the class. Again, we meet from 11 to 12:15. All right. Uh, as I mentioned here, live stream will delays a few seconds, so I often ask questions and I take a little bit of a pause. All right. We kind of go, like I said, we'll go the full time more than likely a majority of the time. Now, per Twitch guidelines here, just to let you know, um, so basically after 24 hours after the end of the initial live stream, I will upload the video up to my YouTube channel. And the reason why I do that is because you can watch the replay of the stream if you happen to miss class. You can watch the replay of the stream on Twitch. Okay, you can watch the replay of the stream on Twitch at you know you know for 14 days after the initial live stream. But if you want a permanent home for the actual upload, then I put it on YouTube. So that way, again, if you know you want to watch it, like let's say 3 months down the road, you want to rewatch that again over whatever, then you can watch that about kind of whatever. So you can go ahead and do that and rewatch a replay. So again, you have 14 days on Twitch, and then Twitch will automatically delete that replay video, and that's why I'll export it over to YouTube. Again, per Twitch guidelines, it'll have to be 24 hours after the end of this live stream. Okay. All right. Let's see when homework is posted. Where do we see it? Okay, I'll show you that as well, Andrea. Uh, I'll definitely show you that here in just a moment. So, all right. So we talked about attendance. That's good. Academic integrity. All right. Behavior. Behave. Okay. Good stuff. Academic integrity. Don't cheat. All right. Let's move on with our lives. All right. Course outline, here you can see a tentative course outline. All right. This is not set in stone necessarily. It just depends on the pace here, but I try and get things done, as quickly as we, as not maybe as quickly, but as the pace of the course is listed here. So at times we may go a little bit heavy, and other times we may go a little bit light. Again, just depending on how heavy the material is. So I prefer to go slow, but if I feel that we're kind of falling behind, then we may need to kind of skim over a couple sections. But more than likely, I'll very rarely do that. Maybe in this first chapter, I'll do that a little bit, but not the subsequent chapters. I like to prefer to go slow, go at a nice pace. So that way, again, we have time for review and we can go over concepts and whatnot. So take a drink of this. Caffeinated beverages. All right. Uh, all right. Okay. As for tutoring here, we do online tutoring this semester since the campus is closed due to the coronavirus. So please go ahead and you can call in to the college and see what the online hours are for online tutoring. Um, yeah, things are so far up in the air because of all the COVID stuff. So yeah, there's that. Disability accommodations. I know some of you've already kind of about that. Dunks is the bet. You got that right. Disability accommodations. Again, some of you brought up disability accommodations. Again, if you have any specific accommodations you'd like me to do, um, yeah, just go ahead and privately email me regarding that. I'm really easy to work with when it comes to disability and accommodation stuff. It's super simple. My system is super simple, so I don't suspect it'll be very hard. Trust me, I'm not going to make your life extra hard because of blah 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 things. Okay. I want I want you to be as comfortable as possible in my class, regardless of whatever disability that you got. So I'll be happy to work with you anytime. Easy peasy. All right. All right. Next, anything? Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Are there any questions over the syllabus before I go over my math lab stuff? All right. Good beans. All right. So, what we're going to do next here is let's talk about MyMathLab and how that'll go. If you have an accommodation for late work, that's cool. I can work with you with that too. Not a problem. Absolutely, 100%. Like I said, I'm not I'm not that hard to work with. Trust me, Bella. Trust me, Bella. I'm not that hard to work with. If you have an accommodation for that, then cool. We'll do it. No no problem. Okay. So yeah, where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I prefer for homework for you guys to take your time more than anything else. So that's what I prefer anyway. I'll show you what I'm. I want to know something. What's Duckin? Is that a new coffee shop that I don't know about? Is it served by ducks? I mean, Duckin is a really interesting name. Let me tell you. You know, when they were handing me this coffee, all I heard was quack 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 quack. You know, it's like, they had a TV in the background playing Ducktales. That was pretty cool. Starbucks. Starbucks is good. I like Starbucks. Okay, admittingly, I like Starbucks. Okay, but it's expensive at times. So I mean, yeah, it's just expensive at times. That's all. It's the it's the new cool way to spell it. You got that right. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna look at let's take a look at the cup here, right? Um, we have a Duckin. Okay. I'm gonna read this letter N as the letter C from now on, and I'm disappointed though. This is in the shape of a cup and not a duck. I'm I claim false advertising. Okay, I really do. False advertising, everybody. 100%. Just I'm disappointed and I'm sad. All right. You know what Starbucks is good for, though, everybody. Everybody knows what Starbucks is good for. All right. All right. There. That's what I'm going to put down. Yeah. And the best part is you don't have to pay a thing. So there you go. Uh, Sit in the parking lot, be like, yeah, surf the interwebs. Free is the best price to be. I'll give you guys a little bit of a treat later, okay? So now that you got me even in a better mood. I'm in a really good mood today, but you got me in a better mood. So I'll give you guys a little treat here. But let me go ahead and explain here my math lab stuff. So, all right. So first things first here. If we go back to content here, if we go back to content here, you can find D2L resources. You can find my math lab resources. And then we also have here course documents and resources. So I'm going to click on that. And underneath these course documents, you can see how to register for my math lab here. So I have some information here with the course ID. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, and here are some generic instructions about how to sign up for my math lab. If this loads up, that is. Please. Maybe. Come on, this was just a simple document. It's just a Word document. I don't understand. Well, I think you could download this as well, so that should be okay. All right, so you could download the original document, and it has instructions there about how to register for MyMathLab. But just to give you a heads up about how that'll work, I'm going to go to mymathlab.com. Okay. And again, if you have never done MyMathLab, if it's kind of your first time, you can go ahead and click on Student here to register now. You're going to enter in, your username, your information, whatnot. You can buy the access code directly. I think that in the last class somebody mentioned it was like $104 or $114 or something like that for the access code. And I'll go ahead and show you what this looks like here once you log in. So I'm going to log in with my credentials here, and I'll show you what this is here, and I'll also post this here. So let me go ahead and sign out this. Okay, so okay. Okay, so here is my page, okay? And here is the course ID. So this is also listed on the announcements page on the front page of the D2L. But I'll go ahead and, people had a tough time reading this, so I'm going to go ahead and, so this is the course ID, okay? Note that the course ID is different than that of the access code. Again, they are two separate things, okay? This course ID is a pointer to our actual course, okay? So, if you sign up with temporary access, the bad part is with temporary access is that it only lasts, I believe, 14 or 17 days, and then any work that you save there will not get transferred over. So, unless you buy the actual access code. So you have to buy the actual access code. Temporary access will not suffice, considering we're going to be here for 16 weeks anyway. 2 weeks is not going to cut it. Okay, so um, make sure you do pay for your access code appropriately. Um, before I move forward here, are there any questions so far about MyMathLab? I want to be sure that things are crystal clear here. I was trying to sign up yesterday. Yes, you will have to pay for an access code. If you have financial aid, get the access code from the bookstore because they take care of the all that stuff there on their end. Where do we go to sign up? Okay, so to go to sign up, go to mymathlab.com and then click on the student register. So it'll say register, you'll see student, and then you click on that and then follow those directions there. You'll have to pay for an access code at some point. So, and then it'll ask you for the course ID that I've listed up here in chat or on the announcements tab on the front of D2L. Any other questions before we move forward here? Again, I want to be sure that things are clear here because I know that first day we're trying to get comfortable with the with the online system or trying to get signed up. I know you guys are trying to be prudent and stuff like that, so I want to be sure that you guys are taken care of and things like that. So any other questions before we dive right into the course here on MyMathLab? No. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and click on the no questions. No! Emphatically no. All right. I like that emphatic no. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and how much is the access code? I think it's either 104 or 114. Something like that. All right, so this is the front of the page here. Again, I'm an instructor, so I'm going to see extra information. But for you guys, um, I want you to go again. What you can do here is you can hit on assignments, and you will see again, all the assignments here are posted for the entirety of the semester. So one thing you can take to the bank here is it's blurry. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me make it a bit bigger so it's a little easier to read. I probably will need to do something about the source. Yeah, I'll probably need to bump it up to 1080p. So I'm on 720, so that's probably why it's a bit blurry. So is that better? Is that okay, Jacob? Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. Hey, if you feel anything, if you feel something's wrong, hey, just tell me, okay? I want to be sure that you guys can, again, it's not about me, it's about you guys. So, if it's blurry, or you want me to try and make it clear, I'm going to try my best to do that. Okay. So, um, I'm this is not a perfect setup, but we're gonna try our best. So, okay. Okay. Oops. Be helpful if I got this to be. No. What am I doing? Shoot. That's the wrong thing. Okay. Uh. Oops. All right. There we go. Sorry if the stream froze. I apologize about that. Okay. My bad on that. My temperature's fine. Okay. If we yes, yes. If you have financial aid, they will pay for the access code. That's correct. I think the stream fixed itself. Hopefully. Uh, if you like a physical copy of the textbook, Jocelyn, then you can get the physical copy with the access code. But if you want to just get the e-text, then just get the e-text. The e-text is cheaper. So, and because I'm a cheap guy, then of course I'm gonna go with that. All right. Let's let me pause this for a second. Sorry about the stream here. Like I said, I work out the kinks here a bit. So stop, start. Let's do that there. Nothing's perfect, trust me. Doing my best though. Yeah. There we go. Darn it! Arr. Groar. Groar. That wasn't the right one. Okay. Do we got that now? All right. Sorry for the delay there. Are we back to good, or am I still having issues? I think we're back to good. Okay. Yeah, the normal delay should be fine, but it's just like I don't know why it took the buffer a little time to catch up. Okay. Okay. So I want to talk about my math lab here and exactly how things will work within my math lab. So, okay, you're back. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. So let's talk about how this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and click on a section here of my math lab, and we're going to go ahead and take a look here and see. Um, we're going to go ahead and take a look at here and see exactly how my math lab is going to work out. Okay. So let's say there's, as you see, there's a bunch of questions here in a section. You just click on a section that you want to work on, no problem. Let's say we click on this first question. Okay, now the way it works in my math lab is that you get quote unquote unlimited tries on each question. Okay, so what that means is that it says, okay, find the digits in the thousands place and the whole number. So let's say I guess 6. It tells me I'm wrong. I guess 4. That tells me I'm wrong. And then let's say I guess 2. And that tells me I do a final check, and that tells me I'm wrong. Okay, so it's fine if you get it wrong 3 times. You get it wrong 3 times, and so as you see what happens here, and I'm going to go ahead and showcase this out. Take a look at what happens here. You see a button here that says similar question. Now, if you click on similar question, it'll change the question. It'll be basically the same question, just with a different number. So you can see here, now it's the same question, just with the same similar type of question, just with a different number. And then you can answer that, try that 3 times, and you can keep doing that over and over again until you get it right for full credit. So that's how quote unquote unlimited tries actually works out here in my math lab. Okay. Also, once you're done with the section, or if you want to stop for that period of time, don't forget that you see this save button here on the upper right hand corner. You can click on that save and it'll save your progress for the ones you got right. So be sure to save your progress often so that way you don't lose any progress for the right answers that you got in and along the way. If you don't save, well then you have to restart and do everything again, and then uh, you hate life. So yeah, sad face. All right, so nobody likes sad face. People like happy face. Okay, so um, we do that. All right, let me go ahead and leave this here. Okay, and so you'll see all these guys kind of pop up here about for that thing. Okay. Also along the left hand side, as you can see, we have the e-text. So you can see the e-text here. We're going to go ahead and click on that, and it'll say view the e-text here. We'll just click on that little link, and it'll take a little time to kind of load up here depending on your interwebs connection. All right, so no big deal. And then as you can see there the book pops up. So you can go to any page here. We go to page 20 or whatever. It'll go to that page. Okay, so if you want to use the e-text there to get some, again, additional information there, it is available for you right there. Okay, so there's where you get the access to the electronic textbook as opposed to the physical copy. All right. Are there any questions? Are there any questions uh, about that? Oops. Uh, oh, it's here. Oh. any questions at all? Sorry. There you go. I guess that's what I'll need to do in the future. Okay. I think I know what the issue is, so alright. Good stuff. Okay. My assignments. It just keeps saying your content has been opened in a new browser window. Which it is not. Okay. That's kind of weird. Hmm. Is that odd in my math lab?